So you guys, hey, I have advice, all right? If you get married, prepare to sacrifice. Love is a sacrifice. It's not just about your wedding day. No, okay? I've been married for about a year almost, in April, and there's a lot of sacrificing. A lot of leaving and cleaving, and you have to learn a lot of things. It's not always agreeing, because sometimes you disagree. Sometimes there's arguments, sometimes there's laughter, sometimes there's good days, sometimes there's bad days. And a lot of people get married because they want a beautiful wedding. There's a lot of girls out there who just want this beautiful wedding with this white dress, and they think that they're gonna have this white picket fence dream and live happily ever after. Well, there's a lot of work there that comes into a marriage. And I didn't get my wedding, and I am still in love with my husband. I want my wedding, and me and my husband have gone through ups and downs and good days and bad days, and I got a courthouse wedding. And even though my wedding wasn't my dream wedding, I still love my husband and I want a regular wedding. But I know that it's not about the day, because every day is a fight for your marriage. There are so many obstacles. There are so many ups and downs. And there's so many people in the world, so many girls who think that it is just about the dress. And it's not. It's not. Because I still loved my husband, and I still love him, even though I was angry. My last video was about being angry at my husband because I didn't get my wedding. But even though it wasn't about the day, we still got married, you know? And I still have to fight for him just as hard every single day. We still have to fight for each other every single day. We have to fight to make our marriage work, because the devil is out to destroy families and love. And marriage is about cleaving and oneness. And it's hard. It's not easy. So, yeah. Alright, you guys, hey. So my last video I did with you guys was I am angry with my husband. I am so angry. Woo! Yeah, so I talked about how I was angry because of everything that occurred, and it just kept boiling in my spirit. Oh my gosh, like, how could he do this to me? You know, like, I've been planning my wedding since I was 13 years old, you know. I moved out of Massachusetts, saved up $20,000. That's a lot of money to save up in 5 whole months to get away from this place. I mean, I didn't even go to my prom. And all I wanted was my wedding. So I am going to plan my wedding. So as I'm planning my wedding, hopefully I can take you along on my journey of planning my wedding. I mean, we're already married, so this would be our second wedding, but technically I want to count it as my first wedding, because it was just the two of us, and like, honestly, I wanted my wedding. So yeah. So I will be planning my wedding, and so I don't know if I'm going to use some of the stuff that I already have when I started planning my last wedding. Like, I have a dress, but I think I want to change my theme and the colors and everything like that. Like, you know, before I wanted to have a beach wedding, but now I kind of want like a dress that's kind of ball gowny. Even though, because I just wanted to do the beach wedding, because afterwards we were gonna go to Disney, and instead of doing a reception and have like a family vacation, because one, I don't dance, so it's kind of like pointless to have like a reception to dance when you don't really dance, you know. And I wasn't really having a lot of friends. It was a real small ceremony, very intimate, just a few close friends and family. And then we were all gonna go to Disney, you know, and, you know, inviting, you know, my best friend from middle school, Kirsten, out, and my friend from college, Lenora, well, Cora. I love you, Cora. And inviting one of my close friends, Tyshawn, who I love, who asked to actually walk me down the aisle because, of course, you guys know I grew up with my grandmother, and he figured that my dad wouldn't walk me down the aisle, so he offered to walk me down the aisle, which was so sweet of him because I love you so much, Tybo. Yes. So, like, you know, my family consists of people who I've met along the way, a lot of majority friends. Of course, my grandfather and my grandma was gonna come, and my mom and my siblings, they were gonna come. And I tried to invite Deshawn's mom, but Deshawn's mom does not like me, you guys, because I was a bad girlfriend when I was younger. So yeah, she doesn't like me at all, so she kind of like declined. I think that's some of the reason why Deshawn and me did not get married, because Deshawn's mom does not like me. Yeah, she hasn't liked me since we were younger, and it's never going to change. And I've tried to change it, trust me. I've tried to, like, take things slowly and maybe, you know, wean in and try to buy gifts and, you know, be nice. No, she's never gonna like me. Never. That's never gonna happen. Like, he'll probably die one day and I won't be invited to his funeral and I'm his wife. Yeah, she does not like me at all. So, yeah. So basically, let's see. Yeah, so we're gonna plan my wedding. So I gotta get all new invitations sent out and made. Color, before, my colors were gonna be peach and white and gray, but I don't know exactly what colors I'm going to do. I might include my grandma in doing some of the planning because I love my grandma, and last time she was gonna make my bouquet for me. Yeah, so I have to figure out a destination of where we're gonna get married, because I want to figure out who's gonna come. And honestly, no matter where I have my wedding, people are gonna have to travel, because the people that I know are spread all over the place, because, you know, your girl likes to travel everywhere. So my friends are everywhere from Virginia. My best friend Kirsten's in Washington State. You know, my friend Tyshawn's here in Mass. You know, like, my mom's in Virginia, and my grandma's in Florida. My grandfather's in North Carolina. Like, everybody is everywhere, like everywhere. So regardless of the situation, I gotta find one destination and we're all gonna meet in that one place. I used to want to have a wedding in New Orleans and do it a Mardi Gras masquerade ball wedding, but I don't think that I want to do that anymore. I kind of want to be like a little princess because I'm so beautiful, you know. Just kidding. Conceited. I just love myself, you guys. But that's good. Self-love is really good. Not like overly love myself, but the fact that I used to have low self-esteem and then I love myself, that's a good thing. It's a good thing. It's not a bad thing. All right. So yeah, so I'm gonna start planning my wedding, so hopefully you guys can join in with me to help me plan this wedding. And of course, I still don't have a ring. Still don't have a ring. You guys, I'm having surgery on this hand, so I'm just letting you guys know soon. Yeah, from my, like, I get like I have a pinched nerve in my hand, so my fingers burn occasionally, majority of the time, at least once or twice a day, sometimes the majority of the day. It just all depends on how I move it, or sometimes it just burns without any warning. Yeah, so yeah, so I'm planning my wedding. I'm very excited, and I hope you guys come along on the journey with me to go down this road. But we're moving, so I know that probably after we move is when Deshawn will get me my new ring, because I had my ring before when we were supposed to get married the first time, but it got returned in the process of us not getting married. So yeah, so it was so crazy because today I was actually looking at scriptures in Luke, you know, and sometimes like Deshaun thinks like that I'm so picky, but there's like a scripture in the Bible that talks about, you know, asking, you know, and if you ask your father for bread, he's not gonna give you a rock, you know. And sometimes he thinks I'm so picky, but it's like, I have a father in heaven, and if I ask him for bread, he's gonna give me bread. He's not gonna give me a rock, you know. And I always make the comment of, I want a baked potato with everything on it, 4 sour creams, butter, salt, and pepper, and that's how I want it, you know. Don't give me a cheeseburger. I didn't ask for a cheeseburger. I want my baked potato. And I only say the baked potato because everyone's like, oh, you can have something fancier than that. I say the baked potato because when I was in Florida, I used to go to 3 different Wendy's, and if they didn't have my baked potato, I didn't want it at all. I would go home and not eat at all. But I would go to 3 Wendy's until someone would actually make my baked potato for me. Because when you want something, you know, sometimes you shouldn't just have to settle for less. And I know that God is going to give me my dream wedding. And it's so funny because I was talking to my mother the other day, and I just up and told her, I said, you know, I'm gonna start planning my wedding. And she's like, oh my God, I was gonna give you a wedding book, you know. She didn't even know. And I was like, that's just confirmation, woo! So she didn't even know I was gonna start planning my wedding, because a lot of people are like, oh, now you're married, you're not gonna get, you know, you're not gonna have a regular wedding, you know, you're just gonna have the courthouse wedding, you're already married. No, I wanna have a real wedding, you know, like I believe that I deserve it, you know, and this is something that I want for myself. I've been trying to plan my wedding since I was 13 years old. And, you know, it's like one of those things where it's like the one thing that I've probably looked forward to my whole life. And I, you know, besides the fact that, you know, I know that it's not just about the wedding, because it's about the marriage, because you have to work in marriage. And trust me, you guys, marriage is not that easy. It is a lot of work. It is a lot of cleaving, a lot of trying to mold to become one, and oneness is not easy. It is hard because there's compromising, there's disagreements, there's agreements, there's all this type of stuff, you know. So yeah, it's a lot, but I do want a beautiful wedding. And I want wedding pictures, because literally I have one picture of me and Deshaun on our wedding, and I can't even show you my whole dress, and I had to get my dress at Forever 21, and like, you know, it wasn't what I envisioned. So I want something that I envisioned, and I pray that God bless me with this vision, you know, because it's something that I like. And I know that God, you know, I did a post on God will give you your desired wedding, you know, and it talked about how, you know, God gives us the desires of our heart. And so, you know, I mean, God gives us the desires of the heart, you know, and regardless of the fact that I'm already married, I still want a regular wedding. So I thank you guys, and I pray that you guys tune in with me as I'm planning my wedding and come along with me on my journey, even though I'm married already. But it's exciting for me because it's something that I really want. So I still have to figure out exactly what I want to do, because like I said, what I do in a reception when I don't have like majority of my family that I have is made out of people that I met along the way. It's not my blood family. I don't consider them family. My family is considered the people that I met along the way, the people who chose to love me, you know, because not a lot of my regular family chose to love me. But the people that I met along the way, they chose to love me. They chose to build strong relationships with me.